So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Jim McLaughlin, class of 93, Director of Athletics, and I want to thank everybody for being here today to learn more about the accomplishments and help celebrate what our student athletes have done this year. And as I look at them each and every year, they continue to uphold our values of student, citizen, athlete. Individuals who are engaged in the classroom, engaged in our community, and doing a great job on our fields of competition as well, too. So before we get started, I want to acknowledge a number of special guests that we have with us here today. First and foremost, our President, David Harris, and his wife, Ann. So to President Harris, we simply want to say we thank you for your leadership and your presence. And by presence, we don't simply mean being here today. We thank you for your presence throughout the year. It hasn't ceased to amaze me, whether it's a practice of which you've participated in, a game, a charity event, a student production, a theater production, you're there. If it's important to our students, you're there, and we thank you for that support there. I also want to acknowledge our Vice President of Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty, Strom Thacker. So Strom, I can't thank you enough for the support and most importantly the guidance behind the scenes. How you support what I like to deem this co-curricular activity, Pursuit in Athletics, and what we do here, and you're behind everything in your presence as well too, so thank you. This was again another special year where we saw many athletes, many teams achieve the pinnacle of athletic success, but always adhering to our priorities of excellence in the classroom prior to that. As I look through the numbers and hear about some of our accomplishments, or I should say witness our accomplishments throughout the year, I couldn't be prouder, I couldn't be more impressed for how you represent us on a daily basis. And when you hear some of the numbers, I think you'll agree with me. As we look at just this past year, we saw 2 student athletes named co-valedictorians of the class of 2019. We had a Watson Fellowship recipient, along with a Fulbright recipient. 5 students were inducted into Phi Beta Kappa. We had 1 academic All-American, 4 academic All-District selections, and 175 members of league all-academic teams. 64 student athletes earned all-league honors, spanning 19 different sports. We had 9 all-region athletic honors, an ECAC Rookie of the Year, a League Performer of the Year, a Coaching Staff of the Year, and 3 students that participated in a National All-Star Game. In addition, we had 6 athletic All-Americans and 5 individual league champions. And in addition to those numbers, we also saw, witnessed, experienced so many of the moments that are so special within athletics, such as the men's lacrosse team, finishing with the 2nd most wins in school history and reached the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament, ending the year ranked 9th in the country. We saw tennis player Kathy Shang receive the Hollander Prize for Music on Founders Day. We saw the men's hockey team capture the Friendship 4 tournament in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and retain the Mayor's Cup for a 3rd straight year. We saw coaches like Brian Speck securing his 300th win, one of only 31 coaches in all of Division III to achieve that, and Paul Mound eclipsing the 200 win mark. And as you go to congratulate those individuals, the first thing they'll say back to you is, it's about the kids. The kids achieved this, and it's what they've done. We saw Kim Puzo's dramatic walk-off 3-run home run to win the RIT game. We saw so many students participate in service initiatives. The one that comes to mind is the Gift of Life, the Bone Marrow Registry. And just this past year, we learned about another student athlete, recently graduated, a football lacrosse player, Jonathan Stid, that was identified as a match for a young boy. And he went through the surgery to donate his marrow, and 6 months later, he got to meet the recipient. And because of John's efforts, this young man is going to live another day and live many more days. And the most amazing thing about that is that's the 5th former Union student athlete that has gone through that process, that has donated bone marrow, met their recipients, saved a life. Just couldn't be prouder of the work that our students are doing beyond what they're doing on the field. We saw Amelia Murray turn in a 58-save performance on Senior Day for women's ice hockey. Women's lacrosse dominance on Senior Day to defeat Vassar. Swimming and diving saw 3 individuals represented at the NCAA championships, and no one could forget the incredible performance put on by Emily Nason on the last day of Liberty League championships, winning the grueling mile event. Men's tennis qualified for the Liberty League tournament for the first time ever and also had its first all-league doubles team. Women's golf shaved nearly 10 strokes off of the school record and turned in 7 of the 10 best single rounds in school history. Cross country saw every athlete hit lifetime bests in the fall, and track and field saw 30 athletes hit their lifetime best. And we saw the football team defeat undefeated and nationally ranked RPI in resounding fashion. To get those shoes back where they belong, and to Jack Riley, I can tell you I will never, ever forget that pick six, and will always have the ball on the roof of RPI's field house to signify that. So many great moments that you'll remember for a lifetime, I assure you. I'm more than 25 years out, and one of the first things we do with my teammates, my classmates, as they come back here, we talk about our athletic accolades. They get better and better and better every year, which is great, but you can do that too. But for here now, they are what they are. While we take a great deal of pride in these accomplishments, what continues to make it so special is that it's athletics done the right way. A pursuit that is a complement to the academic mission of the college. And one of the things that I couldn't be prouder of is, along with all of the time commitments that you put in on the fields, in the pool, on the court, in the classroom, in the library, you still give so much effort giving back in service initiatives. A couple that come to mind, what we've been involved in is the Gift of Life, Stride Adaptive Sports, and the One Love Foundation, just to name a few. So this community is made up of so many special people. This department is made up of so many special people and individuals that work so hard to support the student-athlete experience. They work tirelessly on your behalf, and we would achieve nothing without these individuals. So I want to make sure that I acknowledge each and every one of them for what they do in support of the undergraduate education of our student-athletes. First and foremost, the individual responsible for this whole event and all of the events that we do, Allie Caruso. So we also have our associate and assistant athletic directors, individuals that mean the world to me, give me great advice, to say the least, and I trust and value their friendship, support, and everything that we do. Joanne Little, Beth Tiffany, Brian Bowman, Steph Basile, and Adam Brinker. Thank you. To our sports information office, Steve Sheridan, Ross Ledoux, and Quinn Capchula. You're going to hear a lot about, later on today, about some of the awards and accolades that many of our students have received. And while it's a result of their efforts and their hard work and what they've done, our sports information staff does an incredible job about promoting and making sure people know what they're doing out there. So I thank you for your efforts. To our athletic trainers, Cheryl, Eric, Brandon, and Jill, we can't thank you enough for the care, compassion, the hours, the rain-soaked practices, and everything else that you do. So thank you. To our facility staff, Al, Barry, Sean, and Mike, working tirelessly to make sure that every facility is ready no matter what the conditions are out there. Thanks for doing all that hard work. Thanks for also engaging with our students and caring about them and what they're doing. And finally, I want to thank the coaches as well, too, for the job that they do, not only teaching the X's and O's, but all of the teaching that you do in instilling sportsmanship, discipline, teamwork, overcoming adversity, I thank you for your leadership and your efforts. One group that I want to acknowledge that was named Coaching Staff of the Year, men's lacrosse, led by Paul Wareham, Derek Weatherford, and Steph Basile. To all of our coaches. And finally, to the most important groups here, to our parents and our student athletes. To our parents, I want to thank you for all that you've done. I want to thank you for all the sacrifices that you made. I know sacrifices that my family made many, many years ago to send me here at Union and support my experience. Thank you for getting up so early to drive them to all of those practices. Thanks for coming to all of our games. Thanks for going to St. Lawrence and Clarkson. I know that's not an easy one. Appreciate that. Thanks for what you do after the games and feeding our students and creating a great atmosphere as well, too. And to the student athletes, I couldn't be more fortunate to be in the role that I'm in, to get to work with each of you individuals on a daily basis. I'm incredibly blessed. I'm incredibly fortunate. I look forward to working with you as fellow alums after Sunday for many, many years to come. Thanks for what you do and thanks for what you represent. Thank you so much. So I do want to welcome our first guest to present remarks and also the Presidential Award for Academic Achievement. Please join me in welcoming our 19th President, David Harris.
Good afternoon, everybody. So thanks, Jim, as well, and I thank your group for everything you do to create a balanced, rigorous experience for all of our student athletes. And Jim in particular, since you thanked everybody else. The key part of Jim is he makes Strom and my jobs easy. We don't have to worry about athletics. We don't have to worry about the coaches, the students doing the right things. When things do come up, and they come up everywhere, we know we've got a partner here who's got the right values in mind, is committed to those. And Jim's been great as well in the strategic plan effort, co-chairing one of the 4 working groups, as well as being a key partner in executive search. So Jim, thanks for everything you're doing for the school. Now, it may be hard for people in this room to imagine, but over my 15 or so years in higher ed administration at 3 different schools, every once in a while I get asked, why exactly do we spend money on athletics in college? Why do we allow students to spend time focusing on these things instead of their academics? And when that does happen, I have to silence my inner voice, or for the Key and Peele fans, I have to silence my Luther, and as calmly as I can, I have to share what I know are the substantial benefits of athletics at college, especially D3 athletics. And I'd include in that the special kind of D1 athletics you see in our hockey program, which balances not only on ice, but it balances the student part as well. The kind of things we're pushing hard in our new strategic plan. 3 examples. What I see in athletics as I interact with all of you, as I talk with you, is the development of core competencies. We think about resiliency, we think about teamwork, we think about commitment, about accepting constructive criticism, critical competencies that help you do well here in college and that will be important assets to you as you go through life. I think about the opportunity you have to get to know a diverse group of people with a level of trust that's found in few other places, sadly found in few other places in our society. I think about the sense of community that you have on your teams and the sense of community you create for this school. But today, I also, as I present this award, see another place where those who question the role of athletics are misguided. Today, we celebrate the academic and character accomplishments of our student athletes, recognizing how you not only make your teams better, but you make this campus and this community stronger. So it's my pleasure to begin this celebration by presenting the Presidential Award for Academic Achievement, which is recognizing the team with the highest GPA in season. This year, the award goes to women's golf with a team GPA of 3.6. And I'm being told that's their true average. There were no handicaps applied. Accepting for the team is Coach Mary Ellen Burt, and I would just note as she comes up that she's also the coach of women's basketball, so she actually had 2 teams in the top 5 for top GPA in season. Mary Ellen? Okay. Do you have a photographer's here? Here you go. Thanks.
Thank you, David, and congrats to women's golf and all that you've achieved there on the course and off as well. So now I want to turn to our award segment of the program. And today here we honor the senior award winners. In your program you can also learn more about the underclass award winners as well. It starts with our Athletic Award for Leadership. This is for exceptional leadership of a team in competition and on campus, providing positive direction for fellow student athletes, and we have 2 very deserving recipients. The first was a 2-sport athlete in football and lacrosse, and was the consummate team player throughout his 4 years, and saw his teams achieve greater success in each and every season. He had the great satisfaction of being part of teams that defeated RPI 3 times this year across 2 different sports, and was a valuable member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee and ambassador for the Gift of Life. From the football and men's lacrosse team, majoring in economics, please welcome Packy Brown. Our second recipient has been a 2-year captain and leading scorer for the men's ice hockey team. He has been named to the All-ECAC hockey team, the ECAC All-Academic team, as well as the runner-up for the league's Student Athlete of the Year. On top of these achievements on the ice and in the classroom, he has spent countless hours giving back to the local community. He has taken a leadership role in the Friends of Jacqueline Foundation, an organization that pairs children afflicted with pediatric cancer with a team. And I can say that the work that he did with the young man, Logan Fogg, and inviting him into the locker room and just helping him forget maybe for 10 or 15 minutes about everything the family was going through was quite admirable. And I applaud your leadership. Please welcome from men's hockey, managerial economics major, Cole Meyer. So the Robert M. Ridings Award, given to our Female Athlete of the Year. And again, we have 2 very deserving recipients. Our first award winner was the team captain, leading scorer, as well as team leader in rebounds, block shots, and free throw percentage. She was a member of the Liberty League All-Conference team, and she has been active in 4th Family STEM through sports, worked STEM camps at Columbia for underprivileged kids to expose them to STEM and basketball and the science of athletic performance, and she was an undergraduate research assistant for 2 summers here at Union. She will be pursuing her master's in biomedical engineering in the fall. From the women's basketball team, biomedical engineer with a minor in electrical engineering, please welcome Nicole Conley. Our second recipient was a 2-sport athlete in soccer and softball, starting all 4 years in goal on the soccer team, where she was recognized as an All-Liberty League player twice in her career and earned the team MVP honors for 2 consecutive years. On the softball field, she was a key piece to the program, leading the team in hitting in her senior season. From women's soccer and softball, double major in English and political science, please welcome Kelsey Hartsoe. The William B. Jaffe Class of 1926 Athletic Award, presented to the Senior Male Athlete of the Year. Our first recipient was captain of the football team and an important piece in leading the program back to its successful ways over the last 3 years. He was a 4-year starter, first-team Liberty League selection, and an All-American in his senior year. He was the recipient of the Sophomore, Junior, and now Senior Male Athlete of the Year and was one of the student leaders of the Alumni Speaker Series through Becker Career Center. From the men's football team majoring in economics with a minor in classical civilization, please welcome Jack Riley. Our second recipient ended his storied career by leading the lacrosse team to the NCAA tournament as a captain. Along the way, he ranked in the top 20 nationally in goals against average and save percentage. His 14 wins marks the most wins by a goalie in program history and was honored as an All-Liberty League player and an All-American, and it earned a spot on the U.S. Lacrosse Senior All-Star squad. He continued to take time to give back, as well as volunteering at Cocoa House, an after-school program for youth in Schenectady, and participated in his team's efforts with Gift of Life. From men's lacrosse team, a political science major, minoring in history as well, Jackson Tilley. The award for service, outreach, and leadership, presented to an individual for leadership and service initiatives. This year, we have an incredibly deserving recipient who is a senior captain of the men's basketball team, who consistently made a difference with his time on campus and beyond. He has been a volunteer at Joan Nicole Prince Home, a site that administers medication to terminally ill patients and provided emotional support to those patients and their families. He has been a member of Nourish International, which raised money to assist in projects and affect poverty in countries all over the world. A member of Engineers for a Sustainable World, Best Buddies program, and a mentor in Be With Me, a program that assists guiding underclassmen in biomedical engineering. He has consistently participated in John Calvin Toll Day and Healing Schoharie fundraiser, and also participated in the National Health System's Term Abroad. From men's basketball, biomedical engineering major with a minor in electrical engineering, please welcome Brendan Lang. The great thing, even with all of his compassion, he's a terror on the glass, so we're lucky that he flips the switch when he gets on the court. Our next award is the Senior Scholar Athlete of the Year, taking into account performance on the fields, in the classroom, and in the community as well, too. And we have 2 individuals that will receive this. Our first recipient was a 4-year member of the women's ice hockey team and captained the team in her senior season and led the team in total points as a defender. She was a finalist for the Mandy Schwartz Student Athlete of the Year in ECAC hockey and is a member of Phi Beta Kappa and carries a 3.9 cumulative GPA, majoring in French and Francophone studies with a minor in biology. She'll be headed to optometry school in the fall. From the women's hockey team, please welcome Ariana Kozakowski. Our second recipient was a team captain and started every game in the past 4 years with the field hockey program. She was the ECAC Medal of Merit winner in 2017-18 and finished in the top 5 in nearly every statistical category this season. She is a 4-time selection to the National Field Hockey Coaches Association All-Academic Team and 4-time recipient of the Scholar Award and 2-time Scholar of Distinction. She will begin working as a doctor's assistant in a clinical gap year and plans on applying to med school the following year. A neuroscience major with a 3.8 GPA, please welcome Hannah Christian. The President's Commission on the Status of Women Award, presented to the senior female student athlete who has done the most to promote athletics for women at Union College. This year's recipient was a senior captain and 4-year member of the women's volleyball team, where she was a member of the league's all-academic team each year. She was a presidential scholar and member of the Dean's List and Phi Beta Kappa. She was the treasurer of Sigma Tau Delta English Honor Society, vice president of the Garnet Minstrels, a member of the Environmental Club, and served on the Schenectady County Environmental Advisory Council, and also completed internships with Kirsten Gillibrand and the Nature Conservancy. She was awarded the Alvin Nitchman Prize for the most promising senior who plans to attend law school and has decided on attending Cornell Law School in the fall with plans to focus on environmental law. From the volleyball team with a double major in environmental policy and English and a minor in political science with a 3.9 GPA, Emma Sprockbury. The award for academic excellence and leadership, for outstanding performance in the classroom and leadership in our community. And we have 2 outstanding recipients. Our first was a member of the men's crew team and has been recognized as the athletic department's Scholar Athlete of the Year in each of his first 3 years. A biochemistry major, he was inducted into Phi Beta Kappa in his junior year and is a member of the Academics Affairs Council, the vice president of Colleges Against Cancer, and a tutor in the Writing Center and Organic Chemistry. He was awarded the Ronald Obinzinger Prize given to a pre-med student with high academic merit. He will be working for IBM on the Watson Health Project for 1 year before going to med school. From the men's crew team and one of the co-valedictorians of the class of 2019 with a 4.0 GPA, Thomas Gagliardi. So Tom did it with competing in 2 seasons. Our next recipient decided to trump that by being a 3-sport athlete. Three-sport athlete in cross-country, indoor and outdoor track, and led the track team as a captain in her junior year, and the cross-country team as a captain and the MVP in her senior season. In her spare time, she has been the layout editor for the campus satirical paper and the arts editor for the campus literary magazine. As a visual arts major with a minor in mechanical engineering, she has been awarded the Andrew Archibald Prize for Bachelor of Arts Senior with the highest scholastic standing, the Charles Alexander Richmond Prize in Fine Arts to a student who demonstrates excellence in fine arts or art history, and the Horatio Warner Prize to a student of high personal character who has the highest scholastic standing in BA programs. She was the recipient of a Watson Fellowship where she will be studying abandoned architecture in Japan, China, Malaysia, Bulgaria, and England, and then plans to go on to pursue her master's degree in architecture. From women's cross-country and track and field teams, also a co-valedictorian for the class of 2019 with a 4.0 GPA, Samantha Miller. The Stephen Ritterbush Class of '68 Award. This award is presented annually to the student who best exemplifies sound mind and sound body, the attributes of scholar athlete and former Board of Trustee member Stephen Ritterbush, Class of 1968. Our first recipient has been a great performer and captain on the women's swimming and diving team. She finished in the top 8 in both the 100 and 200 back at the Liberty League Championships, and her times put her 6th and 5th all-time in Union's history, respectively. She is a member of the Liberty League All-Academic Team, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, Engineers for a Sustainable World, and the Biomedical Engineering Society. She participated in the Biomedical Engineer Summer Clinical Immersion Program and was the recipient of the Fletcher and Grace Blanchard Memorial Prize in Bioengineering, given to a senior who has excelled in bioengineering. She has been awarded a Fulbright Scholarship for 2019-20 to study the influence of sensory pathways on the biomechanics of the lower leg, where she will complete over in Germany. A biomedical engineering major with a 3.9 GPA, she plans to attend medical school upon the completion of her Fulbright to work in the field of orthopedics or sports medicine. Please welcome Jennifer Nutter. We have one additional recipient for the Steve Ritterbush Award, and this individual will make his way to the stage again for his second major award. Again, from Men's Crew, please welcome Thomas Gagliardi. So it's my pleasure to welcome one of our award winners to speak on behalf of the seniors, Emma Sprotberry.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Emma Sprotberry, and I was a member of the Union College volleyball team for the past 4 years. I'm very grateful to be speaking with a room full of ARPs today. Now, I know that most of you probably refer to yourself as NARPs, meaning non-athletic regular people. But I think after somehow surviving 4 years of 6 a.m. lifts and sled sprints in Gable Dome, we've earned the right to call ourselves ARPs, or athletic regular people. First, I would like to thank President Harris, our athletic director, Jim McLaughlin, the entire athletic administration, Coach Gableman, and our athletic trainers. If not for their tireless commitment and dedication to Union athletics, none of us would be here today. All of them have played important roles in helping us make the most of our student-athlete experiences, and we can never thank them enough for that. But we can start by giving them a round of applause. Now, athletes come from all over the country and the world to play sports here at Union College. Me, I come from Burnt Hills, which is a whopping 15 minutes away from campus. Growing up, I always assumed that I would go to college at least a few hours away from my hometown. So when one of my best friends wanted someone to tour the campus with him, I figured there was nothing in it for me. Obviously, that wasn't the case. 5 minutes into the tour, after the usual oohing and eyeing over the campus's beauty, I realized this was where I wanted to spend the next 4 years of my life. Before coming to Union, much like many of us, I had no idea where I wanted my education to take me. However, I knew that I wanted to be exposed to as many new ideas and opportunities as possible, and Union's commitment to providing an interdisciplinary liberal arts education appealed to me. Now, at this point in the speech, I was hoping to incorporate Union's motto, but it's in French, and as an English major, that didn't fit my talents very well. Anyways, I was immediately taken with the professors here at Union. Whether I was struggling through calculus with Professor Kimo Rosenthal or sitting in my 50-person Intro to Psychology course with Professor Ken DeBono, they were ready, willing, and able to help however they could. Without a doubt, the accessible and welcoming professors here at Union have indelibly and positively impacted my, and I'm sure many of your, experiences over the past 4 years. However, Union's commitment to excellence and fostering a strong sense of community among the student athletes doesn't stop in the classroom. At Union, being a student athlete is an all-encompassing aspect of your experience. It defines your undergraduate career in innumerable ways. From day one, it is made abundantly clear that the term student comes first for a reason. As student athletes, our academic achievements are equally as important as winning a big game or setting a PR in the weight room. This legacy of academic excellence is due in no small part to our coaches. One of the main reasons I chose Union was because Coach Melissa Duran established a culture of respect, perseverance, and hard work on her team. When she reached out to me to see if I was interested in Union, I was happy to respond with a resounding yes. Although she left before my freshman year, her commitment to recruiting dedicated and well-rounded young women continues to positively impact our program. And today, Coach Laura Falkowitz continues that tradition of establishing a sense of accountability and respect within our team, which is absolutely carried over into our daily lives. Now, being a member of the Union College volleyball team has been one of the greatest privileges of my life, and I am eternally grateful for the opportunity. While some people may think that the emphasis on academics within Union athletics could hinder our athletic achievements, that couldn't be further from the truth. In this past year alone, as our athletic director pointed out, we've had numerous athletic successes. To start, the men's lacrosse team made it to the third round of the NCAA championships, and 3 members were named to the IMLCA All-East Region team. Also, the baseball team made it to a playoff game for the Liberty League tournament, multiple cross-country runners made it to the Liberty Leagues, the men's tennis team made it to the Liberty League tournament, and the football team beat RPI 34-10 and won back the shoes. On the women's swimming and diving team, 3 people attended the NCAA championships, and Carrie Kelly set a school record and was named an All-American First Team honoree. Last but not least, the hockey team made it to the ECAC quarterfinals. On top of that, we have had hundreds of league all-academic individuals, as well as Samantha Miller earning COSIDA Academic All-District honors. Finally, 2 out of 3 of our class's valedictorians, Samantha Miller and Tommy Gagliardi, are student athletes, carrying 4.0 GPAs throughout their 4 years at Union. And at the end of the day, it is our academic and athletic accomplishments alike that define Union athletics. Although our time as student athletes has come to an end, our experiences as teammates will stay with us for the rest of our lives. When I speak with recruits about Union, I find myself coming back to the wonderful professors and athletic administration. I talk about the amazing experiences I've had with my teammates. Most importantly, I always tell them about the hardest parts of the past 4 years. The 6 a.m. practices, the long bus rides, the late night study halls, and more. I make sure they understand just how hard, time-consuming, and exhausting these past 4 years have been at times. And then I tell them I would do anything in the world to do it again, to have one more go-around with my best friends. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all at graduation. And for one final time as a student-athlete, go you.
Emma, I'm so glad Melissa Duran reached out to you 4 years ago, and so glad you wanted to come here. So thanks for your remarks and your kind words for everything that you've done. Before we move on to the senior awards, we've got one more award that we want to present, and I've left this to the end because I think I want to prolong this as much as possible. This is our Athletics Appreciation Award. This is going to somebody that the athletics department feel has gone above and beyond the call of duty in support of our students. And this year's recipient was one of the easiest we've ever had to make. He's coached here at Union for 13 years. He's coached for 4 decades and has just been a dear friend, a mentor to me. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate what he's done for this program, for the students, the college, and everyone he's come in touch with. He's in multiple Hall of Fames, including the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame, and he is the winningest coach in Union lacrosse history, the only one to win an NCAA game and take us to the NCAA tournament. But beyond all that, it's the impact he's had on so many students as a mentor, teacher, and educator. Please welcome Paul Werb.
Thank you. Can I have a drink of water? I wasn't ready for that, Jim. I thought it was, sorry. First, I want to thank my fellow coaches. It's been an honor to work with you. Their hard work and their leadership has been instrumental in a lot of your children's success. I want to thank the athletes. I haven't scored a goal. I haven't made a basket. I haven't hit a home run in 45 years. You guys do it every single day. When you win a game, it's because of you. And it's also on you when you lose a game. I want to thank Jim, Mr. McLaughlin. I don't think I've called him Jim twice, so sorry about that one. And Joanne Little for the leadership that they've shown. We're told that athletics are an extension of the classroom, and I really believe that. I actually felt that you learn more on the field sometimes than you do in the classroom. Athletics aren't extracurricular at Union. Athletics are co-curricular at Union. They're part of your education. They teach you to show up early, to stay late, to handle adversity. And I can't thank all the athletes here for their dedication. We as coaches are so lucky to do this for a living. I don't think I ever worked a day in my life. I showed up at work and enjoyed every second of being with these young men. This is your day, not my day. And I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. My daughter's a Union grad. My godson's a Union grad. And if I could have got my SATs up, I would have been a Union grad too. So, thank you very much.
Paul, thank you. So now I'd like to present the senior gifts, and I'm going to ask the trainers to give us a hand in getting these out to all of our student athletes. Love to welcome Strom and David to the stage as well, too, and Ann. Always first, right? Always first. From baseball, Anthony Amoroso. Field hockey, Lindsey Barson. Crew, Ben Beckwith. Lacrosse, Andrew Blau. Women's basketball, Sophie Borg. Football and lacrosse, Packy Brown. Ice hockey, Greg Campbell. Golf, Carly Capola. Football, Nick Cascione. Cross country, track and field, Molly Casey. Field hockey, Hannah Christian. Cross country, track and field, Caitlin Close. Cross country, track and field, Stephen Cohen. Women's basketball, Nicole Conley. Football, Hunter Constable. Field hockey, Allison Cosentino. Lacrosse, Kelly Cronin. Football, Mike Curran. Baseball, Tim Curtis. Lacrosse, James Diver. Crew, Liam Doherty. Softball, Dana Delinko. Lacrosse, Elena Driscoll. Volleyball, Carolyn Everts. Cross country, track and field, Will Fisher. Lacrosse, Megan Fitzgerald. Soccer, Kevin Fitzpatrick. Swimming and diving, Anna Gagon. Crew, Tommy Gagliardi. Baseball, Joe Gannum. Lacrosse, Eric Gennari. Football, Dan Gottlieb. Tennis, Alex Greenberg. Swimming and diving, Nathan Hammer. Football, Alex Hamilton. Swimming and diving, Tommy Hahn. Ice hockey, Tommy Harding. Soccer, softball, Kelsey Hartzell. Soccer, Tina Hill. Soccer, Connor Horan. Tennis, Zach Kaplan. Nice gallery. Nice chair section. Cross country, track and field, Arden Kellner. Football, Derek Kenizer. Football, Andrew Keeler. Women's ice hockey, Ari Kozakowski. Men's ice hockey, Jake Kupski. Basketball, Brendan Lang. Football, Bobby Law. Basketball, Ben Lee. Crew, Eric Lambeda. Lacrosse, Emma Lowry. Football, Sebastian Lebrano. Ice hockey, Cole Meyer. Swimming and diving, Kara McCarthy. Lacrosse, Peter McKinley. Basketball, Kevin McNoble. Jason Miller, soccer. Sam Miller, cross country, track and field. Brendan Mingle, soccer. Colleen Moran, crew. Emily Nason, swimming and diving. Alex Newhouse, lacrosse. Chris Nicholas, football. Jen Nutter, swimming and diving. Hunter Orakanyan, football. Phil Panici, football. Julia Foll, women's lacrosse. Quentin Podorowski, football. Alexa Pulio, field hockey. Kim Puzo, softball. Good job, Kim. Rihanna Kiage, golf. George Reed, football. Jack Riley, football. Elizabeth Roach, crew. Sydney Robinson, tennis. David Rogers, crew. Hannah Rosenberger, lacrosse. Pat Ryan, football. Jackson Tilley, lacrosse. Anthony Cerullo, football. Ryan Shanaman, football. Emma Sprotberry, volleyball. Nicole Sterno, soccer. Dan Sullivan, football. Jack Sullivan, lacrosse. Brett Sapinski, ice hockey. Elena Thaxter, volleyball. Corey Tynes, football. Sebastian Vidmar, ice hockey. Ryan Walker, ice hockey. Ramsey Walsh, lacrosse. Jack Wasick, swimming and diving. Paige Webster, tennis. Annika Wells, crew. Andrew Wojciechowicz, swimming and diving. Vanessa Raskin, crew. Great job. So to the group, please, a nice round of applause for our senior student athletes. So to each and every one of you, I could not be prouder of what you've done here, and you should be proud of yourselves. As I look at just the fact of going on to compete in collegiate athletics, the percentage may surprise many of you. When you look at all of the high school, prep school individuals, the percentage of individuals that go on to compete at Division I, II, or III athletics is only 5%. 1 out of 20 compete collegiately. And then for you to make it through your 4 years here, deal with the 6 a.m.s, deal with the tough times, and to make it through as scholars, athletes, I could not be prouder, and I thank you for your efforts. So I'll say, enjoy this weekend. You deserve it, you've earned it, and make the most of it. And remember, we only have one alma mater. So you stay in touch with that, you keep connected, you keep engaged. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you as fellow alums. So to the award winners, please step up front for a group photo, and we're going to have a reception in the Knott Memorial right after this. So thanks, everyone.